My name is Aisha. It was my wedding night, a night that every girl dreams about, but also fears deep inside. The house was quiet. The laughter, music, and blessings of the guests had faded away. Only the soft sound of the wind moved through the curtains. My heart was beating so fast that I could almost hear it. I sat on the bed, my hands shaking, covered with the red dupatta my mother had chosen for me. I could still smell her perfume on it. It reminded me of her words before I left home. Aisha, always keep patience and trust. Love grows slowly. But that night, I didn't feel patience. I felt fear. My husband Hamza entered the room slowly. He was quiet, too quiet. I had imagined our first night so many times in my mind. I thought he would smile, talk softly, ask me if I was okay. But he didn't say much. He only said, "Assalamu alaikum," and sat on the sofa. For a moment, I thought maybe he didn't like me. Maybe he had seen something in me that disappointed him. I kept my head down and tried not to cry. I could feel the heavy silence between us, and it made my heart heavier. Hamza looked at me once or twice, but didn't speak. The more silent he was, the more my thoughts became loud. I started to imagine things. Maybe he married me because his parents forced him. Maybe he already loves someone else. Maybe he just doesn't care. I was lost in my thoughts when I heard him say softly, "You must be tired. You can rest." His voice was kind, but I couldn't reply. I just nodded. My eyes were full of tears, but I tried to hide them. He turned off the bright light and switched on a small lamp. The room looked peaceful, but strange. I sat quietly, pretending to adjust my bangles, while he looked at the floor. I wanted him to talk, to ask me something, anything. But he didn't. Inside my heart, I was fighting with myself. I wanted to cry, to tell him I was scared. But my shyness stopped me. I thought maybe he didn't want to be near me. That thought broke something inside me. Minutes passed. Maybe an hour. I don't know. The silence felt endless. Finally, Hamza stood up, took a blanket, and said, "You can sleep on the bed. I'll sleep on the sofa tonight." I was shocked. My eyes widened, but I didn't say anything. My heart sank completely. I thought, so it's true. He really doesn't want to be with me. After he lay down, I turned my face to the wall. My tears fell quietly, one after another. I felt unwanted. I felt like a stranger in my own life. But what I didn't know was that Hamza wasn't ignoring me. He was just trying to respect me. He thought giving me space would make me comfortable. He was nervous too, but I couldn't see that behind his calm face. I cried until my eyes closed. That night, I slept with questions in my heart. The next morning, I woke up early. Hamza was not in the room. I thought maybe he had gone out to avoid me. I looked in the mirror. My eyes were red and swollen. I felt embarrassed. I slowly walked out of the room. In the living room, I saw him setting the breakfast table. He looked at me and smiled gently. "Good morning," he said. I just nodded again. My throat was dry. He noticed my silence. "Are you okay?" he asked. I wanted to say no, but instead, I whispered, "Yes, I'm fine." He looked at me carefully, as if trying to understand what was going on in my mind. Then he said something that surprised me completely. "I'm sorry if I made you uncomfortable last night. I didn't mean to. I just thought maybe you were tired or nervous, so I wanted to give you space." His words hit me like a wave. I looked at him with surprise. My heart suddenly felt light, but my eyes filled with tears again. This time, not of sadness, but of relief. He looked worried. Did I say something wrong? I shook my head quickly and said softly, No, I just misunderstood you. He smiled gently, and for the first time, I saw kindness in his eyes, a warmth I hadn't noticed before. That moment felt like sunrise after a long, cold night. I realized that sometimes silence doesn't mean rejection. Sometimes it means care, but I'd been too lost in my fear to see it. When he handed me a cup of tea, our fingers touched slightly. I felt something strange, a mix of comfort and nervousness. He said, You can take your time, Aisha. We'll know each other slowly. I don't want to rush anything. Those words stayed in my heart. For the first time, I felt safe. I smiled shyly and whispered, Thank you. He looked at me and smiled back. That's the first time you talked to me properly, he said playfully. We both laughed softly. And in that small laughter, the distance between us started to disappear. That morning, I learned something important. Misunderstanding can break a heart, but one kind word can heal it. That morning changed something inside me. For the first time, I saw the real Hamza, not the silent stranger from last night, but a kind man who respected my feelings. His words kept echoing in my heart. We'll know each other slowly. After breakfast, I helped his mother in the kitchen. She smiled and said, You're lucky, dear. Hamza is a quiet man, but his heart is pure. Her words brought a small smile to my face. I started to understand that maybe silence wasn't a wall. It was just another language, one that spoke through actions instead of words. When Hamza came back from work that evening, I was in the living room arranging some flowers. He stopped at the door for a moment, watching me. Then he said softly, You like flowers? I nodded. They make me feel peaceful, I replied. He smiled. I'll bring some for you tomorrow. That small sentence made me blush. It was the first promise he made to me, a simple one, yet full of meaning. The days began to pass quietly but beautifully. We didn't talk much, but our silence became comfortable. He would leave early for work, and I would wait for him to return. Sometimes he brought sweets, sometimes a small gift, and sometimes just a smile. But each time, he brought warmth. One evening, I asked him gently, Hamza, can I ask you something? He nodded. Of course. Why were you so quiet that night? I asked, my voice trembling slightly. He smiled softly and said, Because I was scared too. Scared? I repeated, surprised. Yes, he said, I didn't want to do anything that would make you uncomfortable. I've seen many people rush into things on their first night and later regret how they started. I didn't want that. I wanted our story to begin with trust, not fear. His words touched my heart so deeply that I couldn't hold back my tears. I said softly, I thought you didn't like me. He looked shocked. How could I not like you? You're my wife, the person I prayed for. I just wanted to respect you. I wiped my tears and smiled weakly. That night, I realized that understanding a person's silence is sometimes more important than understanding their words. A week passed. We began to talk more. I started sharing small things, my favorite color, my dreams, and even my childhood memories. He listened carefully, smiling at every story. One night, he told me about his own dreams, how he wanted to start a small business and build a house for his parents. The way he spoke made me admire him even more. He wasn't just my husband now. He was my friend. One evening, we sat on the rooftop, watching the sunset. The sky was golden, and the cool wind moved softly between us. I looked at him and said, "You know, I was very scared on our wedding night. I cried because I thought you didn't love me." He turned to me with gentle eyes and said, "Love doesn't always start with words, Aisha. Sometimes it begins with silence, patience, and respect." I smiled. Then maybe that's what I fell in love with, your patience. We both laughed quietly. The sound of our laughter felt like music to my heart. From that day, our relationship grew stronger. We started to understand each other without even speaking. When I was upset, he would know just by looking at my face. When he was tired, I would make his favorite tea before he even asked. The most beautiful flowers I had ever seen. He placed them in my hands and said, "Remember, I promised to bring flowers for you?" I smiled shyly. "Yes, I remember." He said, "I didn't just bring these for you. I brought them to say thank you for trusting me, for believing in me, and for giving me a chance to show what love really means." My heart melted completely. I said softly, "Thank you for teaching me what respect means. You didn't just become my husband, you became my peace." That night, I stood near the window, watching the stars. I thought about how a simple misunderstanding could have broken our bond if we hadn't talked openly. I learned that silence can be dangerous when it's filled with assumptions, but beautiful when it's filled with understanding. Later that night, Hamza came to stand beside me. We both looked at the stars quietly. He held my hand for the first time, not with passion, but with warmth, as if saying, "I'm here, and I will always be." I looked at him and whispered, "Hamza, do you know what I've learned from all this?" He smiled. "What?" I said softly. "That love doesn't need to be rushed. It needs to be felt, slowly, gently, and truly." He nodded. "Yes, Aisha. Real love begins when two people learn to listen, even to silence." I smiled as a tear rolled down my cheek, not of sadness, but of gratitude. That was the night I truly met my husband's heart, not through words or touch, but through kindness, patience, and respect. And that became the moral of our story. True love doesn't begin with desire. It begins with understanding. When you respect someone's feelings, love naturally finds its way.